At Citi Field in New York, the New York Mets play the Washington Nationals. 7 games to go in the regular season, and the Mets' position has become a little more muddled, with the Reds and the Diamondbacks both winning last night and the Mets losing. The Mets are just 1 game ahead of the Reds, 2 up on the Diamondbacks, and the Mets do not have the tiebreaker over either of those teams going into the final week of the season.
The heat is on, isn't it? It feels like today's game is a must-win day.
An urgent situation for the Mets becomes more urgent by the day.
For the Mets, they used the piggyback situation on Tuesday against the Padres. It went so well, they're going to do it again today, but they're going to flip the script, and new dad Sean Manaea gets the start.
Hey! First pitch, base hit. The Nats off to a great start. And that's as good a contact as James Wood has made lately. First knock of the series to go with an 0 for 7 and 2 walks.
So a leadoff base runner, and now Dylan Cruz is 2 for 8 in this series. Pulled on the ground, handled by Beatty. Out at second, McNeil the first, low throw, and Alonso stays on the bag. Double play, 2-man down.
He wound up doing a bit of a belly flop, landing on his stomach, pointed toward Jeff McNeil, the second baseman, but in all, they got it done. 5-4-3, 2 out, nobody on.
That one caught the inside corner. Side retired. So a double play and a strikeout gets Manaea through the top of the first. No score.
Jake Irvin, 8th career start against the Mets.
Mets are going to stack as many left-hand hitters toward the top of the batting order as they can against Jake Irvin, who has really struggled against lefties this year.
I've said that before, too.
Juan Soto has drawn his major league high 122nd walk of the year. 1 on, 1 out for Nimmo.
Soto edging away, and they pick him off.
I mean, Soto just went wandering. And Juan Soto picked off. It'll go down as a caught stealing in his quest to get closer to 40.
It just happened that he was creeping, and Irvin turned and threw as Soto leaned a bit towards second. Dead to rights.
Brandon pulls one toward the hole, past Bell and into right field, a base hit. So the Mets' first hit belongs to Brandon Nimmo, and a 2-out base runner for Pete Alonso. Well, an extra loud ovation for Alonso. Everybody in this ballpark is aware of the fact that if things do not break right for the Mets, it could be Pete's last home game.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Curveball effective for Irvin here in the bottom of the first inning. He has 2 strikeouts. Dalen Lyle, first pitch swinging against the left-hander Sean Manaea. Boy, the Nationals have been ready today, jumping on his fastball, recognizing it. And so Lyle with a base hit, hits in all 3 games of the series, 7 of his last 9 and 18 of his last 21.
So here's Alfaro, the right-hand hitting catcher, batting .259. He's been around. He is with his 6th big league team.
He gets a good piece of that one. Ball hooking and hitting at the base of the wall. Lyle to third. Alfaro chugs into second. Ball gets away. Here comes Dalen Lyle, reading the situation, and he finally scores.
And the Mets again guilty of throwing the ball around. It's 1-0 Washington.
More sloppy defensive play by the Mets.
This will be their 4th error of the series. On a cutoff throw, you could hear probably the barking for the runner at second, Alfaro, the cutoff to go to second base. So Nimmo fires into Lindor. Lindor fires over to McNeil, and McNeil has to make kind of a diving grab just to get a hold of this ball, and it goes by him. Alonso trips, the ball squirts by him. That allows Lyle to score.
Sim Nunez subbing for Abrams today at shortstop.
Swung on, hit in the air to deep left center field. Nimmo going back at the warning track, at the wall, leaping, and it is gone. Goodbye.
Now Sim Nunez with his 3rd home run of the season, his first as a right-hand batter. A 2-run shot to make it 3-0 Washington. That is a huge body blow. The last guy in the lineup you expect to hit a home run, and Nunez hits a 2-run bomb to make it 3-0. Luis Torrens just keeps on producing. His 14th double of the year gets the Mets started in the 3rd.
Mets down 3, bottom 3, nobody out. Mullins, meanwhile, hitting .183. This is his 40th game since the trade from Baltimore. Lifted in the air, down the left field line toward the corner. Lyle sprinting over, slides, and he makes the catch. But no, he didn't. He dropped the ball. The umpire says he dropped the ball, and now he's hurt. And Torrens going to come around to score.
And the center fielder, Young, is calling for emergency personnel.
Oh, no.
He hit the
Anything
concrete.
but this.
He hit the concrete.
I wasn't sure whether the ball was fair or foul, and that's what the umpires are going to have a discussion about. But Lyle with a feet-first slide, trying to make that catch. Whether he held on to it is a question. And then because of the injury to his knee, he let go of his glove and the ball, and he is writhing in pain. And this is just awful.
I've often wondered why the padding never extends all the way down to the ground.
So nice to see him walking, because he was in tremendous pain after jamming that left knee into the concrete under the padding. And the Mets got a huge break there because Mullins just didn't know what was going on. And apparently time was called before he dashed for second base and got thrown out.
It'll go down as a Mullins RBI single to left field, even though Dalen Lyle comes away injured, and it's 3-1 after all that craziness. So Mullins is at first. There's nobody out. Lindor is up. It's 3-1 Washington in the third.
Yeah! Oh, Josh Bell is going to turn it into a double play, and that's where Mullins pays the price for not being on second.
Josh Bell is perfectly as tall as he is, extended the glove up as high as possible, and because he was holding the runner on, he was in the perfect spot. Tough luck, double play out, hit into by Lindor. So runner at third, 2 outs. Pitch to Nimmo.
Swung on, punched into left field. Hassel back a step or two is there. Then he reaches up and makes the grab. He almost got burned by it, but Hassel made the play to end the inning.
Fourth inning, 3-1 Washington. Robert Hassel just into the game, gets his first at bat, and he hits one that banks off Alonso for an error. Well, the Mets' sloppy defense in this series is just hamstringing them. And that's going to be all for Sean Manaea. So he's left in to face the left-hand hitter. Pete doesn't help him out by committing an error. And now Clay Holmes will come into the game. And between self-inflicted wounds and bad luck, the Mets are making their path as difficult as possible.
And House is at first. Hassel is now at third with 2 outs. And Nunez turning around to bat left-handed.
Runner goes, pitches low. The throw to second by Terrenza. Tag down his House before the run can cross the plate.
The caught stealing ends the inning.
Last of the 5th inning at Citi Field. Nationals 3, Mets 1. Here's Brett Beatty.
And he rockets one out to center field. A long run back for Young. Back to the track at the wall. He leaps and he bobbles it. He caught it. He caught the ball. Oh, wow.
What a play by Young. He leaped into the fence off his glove, batted in the air with his throwing hand, and grabbed it out of the air with his glove. Unbelievable.
Gets turned around, keeps it off the wall. Then it pops out, hits him in the right foot. He hacky sacks it up into his left, into the glove. That's how he made that play.
That is absolutely amazing. Now, we've known some players who were really good at hacky sack.
That's right. We have to find out if Mr. Young is one of those. If he's from Cali, that increases his chances.
We go to the last of the 6th inning. It's the Nationals 3, the Mets 1. Now, Jake Irvin, the Washington starter, needed only 8 pitches to get through the 5th inning. So he's at 78 as he begins his 3rd time through the Mets order.
Lindor started the day with a 9-game hitting streak, 0 for 2 so far today.
Swing and a drive deep to right field. Back goes Cruz onto the track at the wall. It is gone.
Number 28 for Francisco Lindor. And the Mets pull back to within a run. It's 3-2.
Well, Mets knew they had something against Jake Irvin, coming in with 35 home runs, the most in the National League. This is number 36. And it gets the Mets right back into it. It shouldn't feel like it does with a 2-run game, but they needed that to wake the offense right back up after Irvin had been dealing.
Lefty Mitchell Parker is now into the game for the Nationals. He's just been moved to the bullpen, and he will make his Major League relief debut now following Jake Irvin to the mound with Brandon Nimmo at second, Alonso at first.
And now Mark Vientos coming up in what should be a pretty good matchup for him against the left-hander. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. And Vientos out of the game. He just slammed his helmet down, slammed the barrel of his bat at home plate. He is punched out by first base ump Chris Conroy on appeal. Now Vientos flips his bat into disgust, pleads his case to John Tumpane, who immediately threw Vientos out of the game after striking out to end the 6th inning.
And Cruz steals the base standing up, his 17th steal of the year. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. 1-2 to Chaparro. Backdoor the slider for strike 3. Perfect pitch by Soto for the first out.
You've got to protect against that 97, 98 mile an hour fastball from Soto, and a perfectly placed backdoor slider. No chance for Chaparro.
In there, strike 3 called. He looked at a 98 mile an hour fastball right down the middle. So there are 2 men away. I guess there is the option. I don't know, Mendy's not doing anything yet. Again, with first base open, you don't have to pitch to DeYoung here, but hey, the guy's 0 for 3. Came in batting .239, regardless of what he did back in the day when he was a Cardinal against the Mets. Well, Soto left in to pitch to him.
Fly ball, shallow center. Backing up is McNeil. Calling. Catching. Side retired. Soto works around a leadoff hit in the 8th. Keeps it a 1-run game. He was the Mets' savior in Milwaukee last October. He had another huge home run last Sunday against Texas to pull out a game that the Mets had to have when they had an 8-game losing streak going. In another big spot now.
Swinging a ground ball up the middle, base hit going into center field. He hit it hard right past the mound. And Alonso holds on at first with his second hit of the game.
And the Mets have the tying run aboard with 2 out for McNeil.
Way to go, Pete. 8-pitch at bat, single for Alonso.
That kicks away, and that'll send Alonso to second with the tying run. Alfaro couldn't flag it down. The wild pitch puts the tying run in scoring position, and now Luis Angel Acuna will run for Alonso, carrying that tying run.
Bouncer right side. DeYoung has it, and we're going to the 9th.
Diaz, who worked last night, pitched a 1-2-3 10th inning. He threw 7 pitches to get 3 outs. So here is the Mets closer.
Struck him out with a slider. Diaz fans Alfaro, 1 man down.
If Edwin Diaz had his wishes, he would throw that slider over and over. It's as good, as tight a slider you will ever see from him.
Payoff pitch swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a slider away. 2 out, nobody on. Nasim Nunez coming up for Washington.
Struck him out. Edwin Diaz strikes out the side of the top of the 9th. The Mets will look to rally in the bottom of the 9th, down 3-2.
We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Nationals lead the Mets 3-2. The last regular season home game for the Mets, who are 0-66 on the year when trailing after 8 innings. So do they have a comeback in them today that would be something new? Well, here is Alvarez.
That's drilled to deep center field. Young hustling back to the warning track, and he caught it again. Oh, no! Jacob Young catching it right at the orange line. His second robbery of the day.
And it stays 3-2 on another gem by our center fielder. I mean, this might be the catch of the year now. Where he jumps halfway onto the warning track, he leaves his feet and goes back on this. The no doubles defense helps out, and oh yeah, he took that one away.
We had our head on our hands here too.
So Jacob Young maybe withstands between the Mets and hanging on to their lead in the wild card race. He made a juggling hacky sack catch against Beatty in the 5th, and now a home run saving catch against Alvarez in the 9th.
Swinging a high fly ball to center. Young broke in, now stands his ground, makes the one-hand catch, 2 men away. And Luis Torrens will be the batter with 2 out, nobody on. Torrens doubled and scored, struck out twice.
0-2. Line drive to short, caught by Nunez, and the Nationals take 2 out of 3 from the Mets. Jacob Young with a fantastic day in center field. A 2-run homer by Nasim Nunez. Mitchell Parker gets a save in his first career relief outing, and the Mets snake bit, self bit, finish a 4-5 homestand, and their destiny is no longer in their control with 6 games to go.